the creative industry is an integral part of the Nigerian economy. And now that the country is making all effort to move away from this mono economy where we're solely dependent on oil and gas and petroleum products, and given from data over the past years how much revenue and entrepreneurship and skills that the creative industry has provided for the Nigerian youths. Now, if you want to put this industry into perspective, we're talking about arts, we're talking about drama, we're talking about fashion, we're talking about performing arts. It's not exhaustive, but everything that causes creativity around our people, it's what the creative industry is all about. You will also observe that the Central Bank of Nigeria has also realized this, which is the reason why you're seeing that they have come up with a creative industry fund, which the bank is meant to partner with them, understand the industry, and make available so that the value chain of this industry can be fully leveraged. So, entertainment is part of human life. There is no humanity without social. So creativity is about the balancing of the social aspect of humanity. So we must be interested. This is the era where you see people spend a lot of money sending children abroad. They come back, they say they want to be DJs after spending thousands of pounds. So it's not an economy to be ignored. This is an economy where people are streaming things online, TikTok, and monies are moving, data are moving all over the place. How can the bank ignore that? Now we have to pay attention, because eventually we need to build structure around this industry so that it can begin to contribute its own quota to the national GDP, to the employment of youth, building entrepreneurs, and building a lot of value around it so that it will take its place. So most businesses cannot be done properly without the partnership of a financial institution. So in line with Providus Bank's strategic initiative, when we started the bank, we always want to nurture, and you cannot nurture what is already structured. So the creative industry aligns with our vision of sustainability and enduring. So we are here to see this industry blossom into a structured industry, nurture people, create jobs, and do everything we can so that in a few years' time, when the whole world is looking at Nigeria creative industry, the Bank Providus will be named among the banks that were there to sustain and build a structure around it, basically. Our partnership with Lagos Leather Fair shows that we're not in it for the gain, because in partnership with exhibition, partnership in advisory services, partnership in aggregating players within the subset to know what they are doing, building competencies financially that will help us advise them, shows that in the first instance, we are giving to gain the benefits. Because in life, it's not every time you need to gain first. There are times you need to sow. And I think, like I said, uniquely for Providus Bank, we painstakingly crafted the word nurture in our vision and our mission statement. So we knew that it wasn't going to be a gain for us. We didn't come to the industry to do what every other person was doing. We know it's going to take time, it's going to take work, but because we believe at the end of the day, every business is for profit, but we are able to wait the time and walk the talk with all the identified stakeholders. What we're trying to do right now is to drive more engagements, partner with the relevant stakeholders, look at the viable subsets within the creative industry that we can quickly create structure around, and which is why leather for us is very important. Then also the brand equity and brand identity of Providus Bank aligns with what leather stands for. Today, we cannot even forget that our tannery in Kano supplies the bulk of the raw material going out of this country to all the major brands. So it's not an industry you can ignore. So for Providus Bank, perception in this case is not reality for us, because what we're doing in this space is actually very intentional. And we are happy to partner with people like Mrs. Femi Olayebi, because we also saw that for her, she has the same vision that is aligned, meaning that she wants to redefine the narrative. She's trying to bring the international audience into what is happening here. And I will not lie to you, the outing last year, I have never seen anything like that in my life. I didn't even believe I was in Nigeria. So we need to tell this story, and we need to provide the support to make this work. It's a matter of time. Once other banks see what we're doing, they will pick up other sectors of the economy, and we will know that nobody is going to come to Nigeria to develop this country for us. We have to do this ourselves. Our timeline cannot be outside of the timeline of the stakeholders and the players. So I think the fact that the CBN has set aside a fund that has a timeline and it's long-term in nature, it already shows that we're in this for long-term. So, and if it's a business for the future, so we're also in it for the future. So definitely the issue of timeline, I think, it's an emerging sector. So if we sit down today and say timeline is 3, 5, 10 years, that would be maybe a timeline to finalize a structure that is bankable and to show partnership that have worked. But for how long it's going to be, I think the timeline is actually for as long as we have all these relevant stakeholders coming into the alignment and building the structure to ensure that it becomes an industry that can be taken even to the stock market and get international funds for. Since we started, a lot of people are surprised why within a short time Providus Bank has really grown and have become very popular. And I think what made us different was our open architecture and this nurturing. There's so many, for confidentiality I can't mention names. Maybe for the purpose of this interview, I can just talk about the way we met and partnership with Lagos Leather Fair at the point that most banks were not ready to partner with her. Just at the dying minute, we sat with her and we were able to understand that there's a lot of future in what we're trying to do, what the Leather Fair is trying to do. And we know that if we can position via advisory, via financial support, via aggregation and mentoring of the young people, because we also are aggregating the young players within the team to understand the value chain so that we can provide financial support for them, get them little machines, a single digit rate. Those are all the things we're putting together. It's a bouquet for this sector. But ranging from schools, supermarkets, garments, we've done a lot in garments. There's so many people that were doing imported garments that we have supported to start their local brands in an affordable manner in the last 2 years within the creative sector. There are a lot of people that were doing sales of fabric that we have supported to go into ready to wear. So we do all those things. Then apart from the creative industry, going from oil and gas to expansion of manufacturing initiative, improving local content in manufacturing, expansions, CKDs, we today as Bank of Industry can testify, for the past 2 years, we've been one of the most supportive banks with intervention funds. Not even one, a lot of banks will not want to do intervention funds because when you think about it, you just earn money once and you move on. So it's like you're working for someone, you take all the risk. But we know, but despite that, as a bank, we look at the future that when all these businesses stabilizes in 3 years' time, that will be a big future for Providus Bank. So there is no sector we're not focused on. In oil and gas, we just do our own bit differently. While other banks will want to focus more on trading oil and gas, we are focusing more in the midstream where fabrication happens, you know. So we're doing different things like that. Fabrication happens so that people will stop bringing equipment for the, offshore activities from, outside the country. So we look for critical things. Mining, we're looking at things like that, how to ensure that we're not taking all our raw stuff out to bring machineries for mining. So I would say for Providus Bank, we're not shying away from any business that will develop Nigeria. We're ready to partner with any business that will, that will develop this country. And that is where our nurturing comes from. And we have a slogan, helping your business prosper. So we do everything to help people's business prosper in collaboration with the business owners, we're stakeholders. So thank you very much.